Where we left you guys off, we were just getting ready to head out on our first start to finish kind of trip with the rig. And I'll tell you what, today's been a little rough getting going, but as you can see, she's hooked up, she's ready to go. We're gonna try and get there before dark. So come with us as we actually go on our first actual trip with our rig.
All those little moments, the bus you didn't catch me looking over your shoulder, just at the right time. Those little moments all led me to you. Only God knew about all those little moments.
All right, guys, we did it. We worked all day, and then after work, hooked up, loaded the dogs up, loaded the rig up, and towed out to our first campsite, I guess you could say.
It's a campsite.
We did it. We faced a couple little hiccups along the way, but overall not too shabby. He took the rig and Klondike, and I took the girls and got us checked in, and we got everything squared away. So now I believe it's time for our first dinner in the rig. We're actually going to cook. So
You know how I've completely made the transition into RV life?
how's that?
I have flannel on now.
So we'll show you around this place tomorrow, but in the meantime, good night.
Well, good morning. It is a lot prettier today.
Yeah.
Especially now that the sun's up and we can see out. But welcome to Twin Coves Campground.
Flower Mound.
And our very, very first kind of more adventure, actually getting out on the road video.
Yeah.
We're very excited about that.
Yes, yes. This is a lot better than pulling in the dark last night that you guys saw.
Yep.
Don't recommend, newbie mistake, but
No,
that's okay.
And big kudos to her, because when I say I couldn't see anything, I couldn't see anything.
And we had the camera on the back.
Yeah.
And still couldn't see anything.
It was rough. So all those RV video creators out there that said we refuse to come in at night, I understand.
We get it.
So, but Lauren was great because I pretty much had to do everything she said, and she doesn't completely understand how the rig turns and operates quite yet still. So,
Right.
But between all those things, we made it.
Yeah.
It's safe. So we're gonna grab the pups, take you around the campground. The campground itself is the destination here, and then we'll show you kind of our site specifically and why we like this campground so much.
Sounds good. Let's go get the pups.
We've known this for a while because we've been coming to Twin Coves to hike for years now. We always knew that we liked the idea of how their campground was set up. Well, now that we're here, we spent a night. What are your thoughts of the campground now that we've parked a rig here?
I love it. It doesn't leave anything to be desired, I don't think.
No, it really doesn't. And we're wandering around right now a little bit and taking the pups on a walk and there's these pavilions, which is where we're sitting now. There's 6 like kind of picnic tables.
Yeah.
Right here, there's a fire pit right behind us overlooking the lake. I mean, you can't get a lot better than that.
They've got a grill, they've got horseshoes.
Like a jumbo grill over there.
Yeah.
There's horseshoes, there's washers, there's whatever that's called.
We still don't know. We'll show you in a minute. It's this round like container, and we think it's
Octagon.
a game of some sort.
Yeah, it says it on the sheet they gave us. It starts with a G.
Oh, okay. If you guys have heard of that, let us know.
Yeah, and if you know how to play it,
Even better.
let us know, because we don't even know what it is, but we're open to new games. So one of the cool things about this campground as well is that they have cabins and RV sites. And so, like we were talking about, one of the biggest questions our family asks is like, well, what are we supposed to do at Thanksgiving?
Right.
We've hosted Thanksgiving a lot. Other people are starting to.
Yeah.
So obviously that's easy. We just roll up to their place and find a campground somewhere nearby and ta-da, Thanksgiving.
Or we could vacation style it here, you know, where
Right.
we come with the RV and they get to stay in the cabins, and you know, there's all kinds of activities and walking around and everything to do.
Well, and there's even double cabins that are connected via the patio. So if you have a larger family that you need two for, you can get one of the connected ones so that they can kind of stay together. And then the RV sites are just right around the corner. They are, I forget what the numbers are, but I believe it's 22 cabins and 24 campsites.
Something like that.
Something like
it's
that.
Not huge.
It's not, but the sites are so big.
Yeah, they are.
And we'll go into a little detail here in a little bit and show you our site.
And they're paved, relatively level, and everybody pretty much has a view of the water. It's
Right.
really cool.
Yeah, I will say the RV sites got the better than the cabin sites, because the
Yeah.
cabin sites are not on the water necessarily. You can still see it, but we're right on it. I mean, you open up our window and you can see water crashing on rocks in the lake. So
And speaking of the water, they have a boating ramp.
Mm-hmm.
They have some life jackets down there, and I think some kayaks for rent too.
yeah, there's actually 2 boat launches. I didn't know that. There's one over by our campsite that we can point out from our site, and there's one right behind us. I didn't even really know this section existed, to be honest with you, until we started wandering around. So, well,
All right,
let's head back over to our campsite and show them that.
let's keep going. You know that meme where there's the 3 dinosaurs and the guy going like this?
Stand down. Hey! What did I just say?
That's how I feel right now. I am outnumbered and outweighed.
You know what I realized?
What's that, baby?
We've never truly introduced all the dogs on the
Oh, you're right.
video. So, from the thumbnail from the last video, this is the potato.
Potato.
This is Klondike. Hi, Klondike. That's Klondike. That's Bailey, our chocolate lab, who's so excited she's foaming. This is Mishka Bug. And then this is Mishka.
Or Captain Fluffy Pants.
Yep, and she is a Samoyed mix of something. We don't know. She's the most recent addition.
Sorry, Bailey.
And it's funny how differently their personalities are.
Oh my gosh.
We call Klondike a potato because that's really all he wants to do is just sit and relax. Bailey has ADHD, like most
Haven't
labs,
figured that out.
so she's kind of all over the place. And then,
But she's the happiest, sweetest dog we've ever had.
yep. And then Mishka is learning. She was unfortunately raised poorly her first 1.5 to 2 years of life. And so she was underweight. There was a lot of issues there. So we've got her healthy, and her coat's like tripled in size. But on top of that, she's also, that's not glass, is it? No. Okay. But on top of that, she has a lot of training. She never got training when she was a pup. So
And unfortunately or not, I guess double-edged sword, she is probably the smartest dog that we have ever had. So she can and will outsmart most people.
by a mile. He's questioning life now.
I don't think you can swim.
If you go in, I'm going in, bud. Oh, no. Let's get off that. So one of the cool things too is, obviously you can see there's a marina here. So it's called Twin Coves Campground, but there's also Twin Coves Marina. Twin Coves Marina is actually down at the other end there. There's a pretty good restaurant called Rockin' S. If I'm wrong, I'll put it up on the screen. That green chili burger is phenomenal. Okay, let's get Klondike off of the... Whew, that's moving. Come on, big guy. We're encroaching on a weight limit here. How is it you won't go upstairs, but you'll do that? So in addition, we said there was a boat launch. Now we're just proving there is a boat launch. Actually, pretty nice one, too. Oh, it's an octagon. I figured it out.
What is it?
Dog MMA.
This says Coach Cliff's Gaga Ball Pits.
Okay, so-
I don't think it's dog MMA,
We have to figure out what a Gaga pit is.
but I'll show you what it can do.
I don't know that this is gonna...
Mr. Come here. Mr. Come here, come.
Oh. Oh, no. Okay, let's get out before Bailey hurts herself.
Mr. Come here. come.
So all the sites actually do have sewer, electric, water, all that, but there is also a dump station. So we'll explain why that's going to be important for us in a little while.
And restrooms, they're actually pretty well kept up and have full showers in there.
So at the very front of this park, it's a little bit of a hike all the way in, but there's a whole trail system at the front. This is obviously where we said we learned about it. And I didn't know this was back here, but you can actually access those trails directly from the campground. So this is our site, which happens to be number 5. There are 2 different types of sites here. You have back-in, which is most of them, but there are a handful of pull-through that are on the interior. So a big reason why we like this site so much is it's concrete from front to back. The loop's also concrete, as you saw as we walked around. But not only can we fit our almost 43-foot long RV, but also the F350 dually long bed. So, plus they give you quite a bit of amenities. So you have a picnic table, you have a hook for a light or food maybe. I don't really know 100%. I'd use it for a camping light. A little outdoor barbecue, built-in fire pit, and just a ton of room and a nice big concrete slab here. Which is great because the dogs don't track in anywhere near as much stuff, which is awesome. So on the service side, not a lot to show, but they have a nice pedestal there, water valve right beneath it, as well as the actual manual turn on, turn off valve. So like last night it was freezing, so they turned off the water, we filled our tanks. Also, because of that, we just have a little bit of water to get some stuff done today hooked up. That's why it looks like that. There is sewer. Now, we're not hooked up to it at the moment because this is the only downside to this site. I don't think any other site will experience this, but there is a little bit of an upslope to the very back of it. So when your tanks are up front, like ours are, gravity works only one way. So it's going to make it hard to dump the tanks. Now, like we walked around where we said that dump station is going to come in handy. So we're actually just going to, on our way out, tow over there, dump our tanks there. It'll just be a lot easier, cleaner, less potential ickiness all over my hands. So that's the site in a nutshell. Pretty basic, pretty. So this is like a halfway adventure video. It's obviously an adventure. We got out. We got to do a little bit of nature stuff. Just walk around. We intend on doing more exploring once we are fully settled into the rig.
Right. The big goal was to get the rig out, maneuver it, and kind of go on a trip of our initial trip of sorts.
So that's where we're going to actually leave you for today. We don't exactly know what the next video is going to be quite yet. We're working on that at the moment. But as always, thank you so much for watching. It'd go a long way if you hit the subscribe button and then turn notifications on. And we would love to know if you've been to this campground or if you have a favorite campground that we should definitely try and check out here in the next handful of months.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Well, we will see you guys all next Sunday at 5 o'clock. Until then, bye, Mom.
Well, maybe it was fate when you walked in